How's it going? I'm Stephanie. This is my romance genreathon recommendation video for the month of October. As I said, this is the monthly recommendation video. I don't think I'm doing any other readathons this month except for my readathon that I'm doing every single month, which is a romance genreathon. If you haven't checked out that hashtag, please do. I use it on all the platforms. So this month's theme and categories are dark, taboo, occult, and thriller suspense stories. So yeah, I have some good ones that I'm excited about that I have sort of been putting off to read for the month of October, and now we're here. Can't believe it. Only like 2 more months left in the year, and then we start all over. I'm sad because I'm still jobless. So let's just get into these books and why I'm going to try and read them, and then I'll give you guys some suggestions for books that you guys might like that fall into this category as well. Okay, so the first book that I'm going to try and check out is The Assistant by Marni Mann. I believe this is a sort of thriller-ish story. I mean, based on this cover right here, we got 2 ladies. Something's going on with that, and I'm here for it. The next books that I'm going to finish, or hopefully get to, is Concerto and Sonata by Skye Warren. She is a dark romance writer, and this is the second book and conclusion book to this series that started in Overture, and I want to see how this story ends because our 2 characters that we've already been introduced to have this sort of taboo relationship. One was a guardian to the other, and you know, there's secrets behind why he's a guardian. There isn't too much of an age gap, but there is an age gap in this story, so I'm looking forward to finding out how it all ends. The next book is The Wives by Tarryn Fisher. I'm not even sure what this story is about, but based on this cover, I'm placing it here because it looks kind of creepy and weird, and it's Tarryn Fisher, and she writes some fucked up shit. The next book is Desperate Measures by Katee Robert, and this is a taboo retelling of some beloved characters out there, and I have to read this one before her next book comes out because I'll be reading that one as well. This is her new series of villains turned hero. I don't know if they're heroes now or if they're still anti-heroes or whatever, but it's taboo, so we're gonna get into this one. I will also be checking out Memoirs Aren't Fairytales by Marni Mann, and I believe this is a hard-hitting, sort of darker themed book. This came out before I knew who Marni Mann was, and it's on her backlist, so I just want to check it out. I will also be trying to check out A Lesson in Thorns and Feast of Sparks by Simone, and Simone likes to twist some shit up, so I'm gonna be here for it. It's the month for me that I involve myself in all things crazy, twisted, dark, and taboo. And I will be trying to check out Covet by Micalea Smeltzer. This is a continuation of the witchy sort of magical situation she has going that started in Enchant, and I need to get to the second book so I can find out what's going on with our characters. And also I'm going to try and read The Bad Guy by Celia Aaron, and from what I understand, this was I sort of got this recommendation from the Read Me Romance podcast, and if I'm not mistaken, it's about serial killers, so I'm here for it. Serial killers? What? Yes. Yes. Or a psychopath, something like that. So here are some recommendations for dark, taboo, occult, and thriller-ish books that I've read this year that you guys might want to check out since they're available. I am only putting on ones that I've read this year. I have a huge list. If you check over on my Goodreads under my dark romance, dark and twisted, thriller, and suspense shelves over on Goodreads, and you can have many, many more. But I think you guys should check out Resist and Reveal by K. Bromberg. This story, it follows a madam and the person that hires her to appear with him at events and things like that. They end up getting into a situation together, and it was glorious. I got to arc read this, and once I finished the first one, I was like, I need the second one. And once I got the second one, I was like, I miss these characters. What am I to do with my life? But yes, it was very suspenseful, very dark and crazy and twisted, and so many yeses. Also check out Whispers in the Dark by LaTeisha Newton. This is about a serial killer and the victim of, well, they're both victims. So one is a victim because they're the child of a serial killer. The other is the victim because they were kidnapped by the serial killer. Ooh, craziness in a book that is just, woo. Tread lightly if you read this one. There's so many content warnings. I will link my review of it somewhere so that you guys can go check that out. Check out Prisoned by Marni Mann. This book is an emotional ride because it's just crazy. This woman wakes up thinking she has been kidnapped, and as the story unfolds, you find out she may not have been kidnapped, and there's some other things going on in her life, and whew, yeah, it's dark. It's dark. It's weird, but it's so good. So very good. Also check out Twisted, Obsessed, Bound, 3 books, which is a trilogy called Tangled Web. Yes, a trilogy called Tangled Web by Aleatha Romig, and you follow a woman that is a scientist. She has working on this drug to help PTSD victims, and then you have this guy that has been hired to buy her formula from her, and there's mystery, there's craziness, there's so many twists and turns. By the time I got to the 3rd book, I asked myself like 4 or 5 different times, I was like, okay, it's all wrapping up. Yep, wait, I'm only 25% into this. What more can happen? And then some more happens, and it was just glorious. It was so great. Such a good trilogy. Such a good trilogy. I would also say to check out Method by Kate Stewart. This is a sort of look into a married couple's lives that is in Hollywood, and how this actor goes method, like crazy method. There were times within this book that I just wanted to DNF it because it was sort of real twisty and crazy, but I stuck it out, and when I finished, I was like, did I just read that? Yes. Craziness. I would also say check out The Gathering by L.A. Fiore. This is definitely that occult fantasy craziness that is just amazing for this time of year. I read this. I think this is the only one. Nope. These next 2 books I read last year, but they fit into this category because of what they are. This book has so many subgenres within it, and I just think you guys will love it. It's set in New Orleans. It has mystical, fantastical elements that go along with it, and a love story that's epic, and yes, So many yeses. The final book that I'm going to recommend for you guys to check out is actually a trilogy called The Immortal Circus by A.R. Kahler. And in this, you have a circus that is immortal. It deals with the summer fae and the winter fae and how they all sort of build together, and a girl that is looking for her family or a way to protect her family. And I was really intrigued by this. I'm not huge into fae and the whole fantasy world, but this trilogy definitely had me on the edge, and it was fun, and it was sweet, and it was fantastical, and I was here for it. So let me know down in the comments if you have read any of those books. Are there any occult, dark, taboo books that I need to go check out that aren't on this list? Let me know down in the comment section. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys later.